Welcome to the next lesson on fish. We are still continuing our lesson on fish. In our previous lesson, we talked about the point to consider when buying fish. Point to consider when buying fish, forms in which fish can be purchased, and how to recognize the freshness of fish. We also talked about how fish can be stored. This evening, we are going to continue our lesson and look at the uses of fish, either being a shellfish or fin fish. Therefore, in our homes, we've all been using fish day in, day out, but we don't know the actual uses, or it does not occur to us. Therefore, this evening, we are looking at uses of fish. One major uses of fish in our home is that it serves as a main dish. What do I mean by main dish? When we talk about main dish, we are referring to the protein aspect of the meal. Therefore, every meal that are planned in the home are planned around the main dish, which is what? The protein aspect. You can't just get up and say you are preparing fufu without thinking of what? Whether you are going to use palm soup or a pointy cracker or lamb soup. So we are saying that when we are going to cook, we plan around the main dish. So when we talk about the main dish, we are saying that it's the protein aspect of the meal. When we all know the function of protein is to build, repair, and replace the worn-out tissues. And the secondary function is what? Provide energy and heat. So when somebody is sick and cannot even take fufu or ampesi, the person is being encouraged to take the soup, because the soup has two roles to perform. That is what? To repair and replace the worn-out tissues, and also to provide heat and energy. So we are saying that one major uses of fish is to act as what? A main dish. So whenever you are served at home without fish or meat, you complain. So we are saying that the fish can also serve, or is served as a main dish of a meal. Then the next one is that it also serves as an appetizer. When we talk about appetizer, our mind quickly run to what our parents used to do. They'll go for appetition, one thought, or APC or quarter, then they say it's appetizer. When we talk about appetizer, something that will stimulate your system so that you'll be able to eat and eat well. So for we as home economists, we don't deal with appetition. So we can use this fish to prepare pepper soup. And this pepper soup, when you take it, is going to serve as the first course. So the first course or introductory dish in some books, or in other words, they also serve as a starter. So we take it to stimulate our appetite before we take the main meal. So we are saying that fish can also serve, or is served as what? As appetizer. For instance, some also chew Kita screwball. They'll chew it and take a little water on it, so that this would stimulate the system, get the system ready, so that when the food is being served before them, they'll be able to eat and eat well. And also we are saying that it can also be combined with other dishes. Ghanaians we are. Last I talked about salad and all kinds of things. When we make salad, we add sardine, we add star keys tuna, we add beans, baked beans, and finally adore it with what? Egg. So we are saying that fish can also be used as what? Salad. We have all kinds of salad. We have Ghanaian salad, we have coleslaw, and so forth and so on. When we talk about Ghanaian salad, you know as everything has to go inside. And fish can also be used for croquettes. What do I mean by croquettes? It's a French word. That means when the fish is being flaked or mashed, then being mold, and egg white is used to bind it, being fried in a what? In a form of what? It takes the egg shape. So that shape of egg, we refer to it as what? Croquette. It can also be turned into ball. We mold it round. Therefore, we refer to that one as what? Fish ball. And we can also use fish for fish cake. So we are saying that fish can be used for so many things, such as a main dish, as an appetizer, and can also be combined with other dishes and can be used to make salad and croquette and fish cake. Once we are thinking about the uses, or we've talked about uses, then the principle behind the use of fish. You cannot just get up and use fish. There are certain principles that you must observe. And this principle is saying that fish or fish should be cooked at a low temperature. We all know that as compared to what? Meat has what? The tissues are harder than fish. Fish are having what? Tenderized what? Tissues. Therefore, need to be what? Cooked on what? On a gentle heat. So the principle is telling us that fish should be cooked at a low temperature just until done. So we don't have to overcook. In our previous lesson, we talked about the effect of heat on protein dishes. So we said when the protein is the fire or the temperature is too high, it what? Coagulates the protein or let the protein set. It also makes it what? Very tough. So the principle is telling us that fish is already tenderized, therefore should be cooked on a low temperature. It is also telling us that fish should neither undercooked nor overcooked. So the fact that we are saying that it should be cooked on a gentle heat, it doesn't mean that we will not allow it to cook. When you go to your market where you've been buying your food, the canteen, your local canteen or the bush canteen, you realize that the bamboo seller always steam the fish and put it aside. It does not form part of the soup. The reason being that when it's on fire for long, it will shrink, the size will reduce, and also they will not be able to what? Get the value that they place on it. Based upon that, it's being just steamed. Therefore, when you take it after roast, you feel like what? Vomiting, because it is not what? Well cooked. Such a meat or fish, cannot stay for long before it will, the food will go bad, because it is what? Undercooked, or it is not well cooked. So we are saying that fish should neither be undercooked nor overcooked. When it is overcooked, it is also what? Tough, making digestion very, very difficult. So the principle is telling us here that fish should be cooked at a low temperature just until done. So what I'm saying here is that it refers to both shellfish and what? Fin fish. For instance, if you use crab in preparing papansa and the crab is not well cooked, before you realize, the food, whoever may take it, will have a problem, as it happened during some occasion, but I wouldn't like to make mention of name because it's political or it has been politicized. So we are saying that both fin fish and shellfish should be cooked. It should not be overcooked, but it should what? Take the normal temperature. So then let us look at the methods of cooking fish. The methods of cooking fish. Fish as it is, both dry heat method and moist heat method can be used in cooking it. When I say moist heat method, you all know what it means because we have undergone what? Methods of cooking already. So fin fish or shellfish can also be what? Cooked using dry what? Heat method and the moist heat method, and can also be what? Fried. In our previous lesson we said that frying is neither what? Dry or liquid, so it's on its own. So when we talk about moist heat, we are referring to boiling, poaching, and so forth and so on. And when we talk about the dry method, we are referring to what? Baking, grilling, and all those sort of things. Also, cooking method used for fin fish include boiling, as I said already, baking, frying, poaching, and steaming. Like fin fish, all kinds of shellfish are naturally what? Tender. So the fin fish is tender and the shellfish is also tender. Therefore, in the principle, we were saying that it should be cooked under what? Low temperature.
Good.
Okay, so this evening we are talking about the uses of fish, and I was saying that like meat, fish may be used as what? As a main dish. A main dish in the sense that any other dishes that can be prepared will be planned around the main dish or around fish. We also said that a fish can also be used as an appetizer, not akpeteshi. So those of you who always quaff akpeteshi and claim that akpeteshi is an appetizer, it is not an appetizer. It does not stimulate people's appetite to eat and eat well. And we said fish can also be combined with other foods to make what? Salad, to make fish croquette, fish cake, and all other dishes of what? Fish. We have a lot of fish dishes. And we also talk about the principles of fish cookery, or the rules that governs what? Cooking of fish. And we said that fish should be what? Cooked on a low temperature. The temperature should be low. If it is overcooked, it will make it tough, therefore making digestion difficult. And we said that the muscle tissues of meat is what? Naturally tender. Therefore does not need what? High what? Temperature. Most of us, whenever we are cooking, it occurs to us that high flame cook faster. So we turn the gas on like that. We are just wasting the fuel. We are not trying to be what? Economize. Therefore, high flame does not cook what? Faster. Therefore, the principle is telling us that whether fin fish or shellfish that we are cooking, it should be what? On a low temperature, and it should just be what? Undone. It should just be what? Done. It should not be what? Undercooked or overcooked. When it is overcooked, the protein coagulates and sets, and also it will shrink, and digestion become what? Very difficult. We also talk about the methods of cooking fish, and this method, we say all fin fish are naturally tender. Therefore, both dry and moist heat method can be what? Applied in cooking. In our previous lesson, we studied that we have three major methods of what? Cooking. We said we have moist heat method, dry heat method, and frying. And as I keep on saying that frying, the researchers couldn't come to conclusion whether it is a liquid form of cooking or a dry. So it's on its own. So that also adds up to it, making three. So we are saying that the shellfish and the fin fish can be cooked because they are naturally tender. And so it can be what? Baked. It can be what? Grilled. We also say that it can be what? Steamed. It can be poached. And it can also be what? Fried. And the moist method, we have a lot of what? Dishes. For instance, we have fanti, we have soup, we have fish sauce, and all kinds of things. All these things are what? Moist method. And we are also saying that the shellfish can also be what? Treated in the same way. So the shellfish can, if you are even preparing what? Your fried rice, the shrimp can be used to what? To enhance the flavor. Some also what? Use eggs. But whenever you use shrimp, shrimp has such a what? Distinctive flavor that enhance what? The taste and the flavor of the fried rice. So, The slide of this video is attached. Therefore, I will encourage you to go and download and print. So far, I received no message. Does it mean it's going down well with you? If no message, meaning silence means what? It's going down well with you. So all the best. I'm still on online on Wednesdays. So whoever have anything to discuss should contact me. I'll be there for you. Good evening.